Cogan's Trade is a gritty crime noir that takes place in 1970s Boston Underground. This beautifully dark novel is written by George Higgins, a retired lawyer and assistant district attorney in Massachusetts. Famous for the Friends of Eddie Cole, this book zooms in on the characters that create the Underground. When a mobster's card game is hijacked by two recently released felons, the enforcer Jack Cogan is called in to settle their score. This plot revolves around four characters. The first three are Johnny, Frankie, and Russell. Johnny is the orchestrator of the heist, a down-on-his-luck driving instructor that bands together with Frankie and Russell. Frankie, being recently released from prison, is looking to score big to get off his sister's couch, while Russell is a degenerate that will do anything from steal poodles to rob a mobster's card game. Lastly, Jack. Jack is a mob enforcer that is called in when situations are dire. In this case, the men Rob want vengeance and will break kneecaps to get it. This book is heavily led by its dialogue between the characters, both supporting and main. While the Boston slang may be hard to digest for the first 30 pages, when translated, the beauty of the book is revealed. Now, this is your typical crime noir, but I've never read any with such creative dialogue between the characters. With little focus about scenery and imagery besides snow and bars, this book relies on its chats between characters to drive the story. Russell and Frankie are uneducated criminals that think and talk like it, often rambling, sometimes incoherently, while Jack is a man of means that speaks rarely. It is important to note that there are no heroes in this book. There are only the unlucky, the stupid, and the powerful. These three defining characteristics highlights the mob's brutality and indifference in their mission. Characters with no wrongdoing are beaten to a pulp to get a confession, even a fake one. Jack Cogan is one of the powerful. He speaks little, and when he does, it drives the story along directly, either giving orders or receiving them. This is where the action is shown in the book. His brief but dangerous movements highlight that violence to the mob is not glorified, but procedural. Killing and beatings are done as means to an end. On the other hand, Frankie, Russell, and Johnny are the unlucky and stupid. Frankie is smart enough to know he's screwed up, but not lucky enough to avoid getting caught. Russell is indifferent to stupidity. He charges at it and believes he will get off just by doing his part right. Frankie and Russell vary greatly compared to Jack. Their conversations rarely derive action. Instead, their rambles are used to explain context of other characters and knowledge how each character gets their place in the story. From his law experience, what Higgins does best is show that true crime is not glamorous or rebellious. It is scheduled, boring, and indifferent. People that aren't powerful are easily disposable. Violence is carried out unceremoniously and solely for business. One thing worth mentioning before ending is this book has some of the best supporting characters I've ever read. Two lower-level twins talk about the love they have for their wives, whores, and drinking, before, during, and after beating someone half to death. So who's this book for? Due to the dialogue being hard to grasp for some in the beginning, I do not recommend this book as your first crime noir. This book is for seasoned readers who are willing to put the work in for a great reward. While it takes a while to really pick up this book, it truly is a gem.